My grandpa once told me a story about when he was in the Navy. He said that one night a fellow soldier had been doing some drinking and ended up in a staircase. Thinking he was in the bathroom, he decided to relieve himself. My grandpa's bunk happened to be right under where the man was using the bathroom. My grandpa shot up out of bed because he thought the ship had sprung a leak. He later realized that the man had peed on him. That's a bit of a gross but funny story, similar to many of the stories that my grandpa shared with me. His name was Julian Allen Jones, and he was born on October 21st, 1947. I currently live in the house that he grew up in. He lived here with his parents and 7 siblings. I can't imagine what it was like living here with that many people. He would tell me and my cousins stories about him and his father used to use dynamite to uproot trees in the yard. We were always shocked at the fact that back then, people just let their kids use dynamite. He attended Laurel Hill School, the school I graduated from, and he told me several times about how the school burned down twice when he was a kid. That fact always freaked me out when I was younger because I was worried there was going to be a third time. At the time of the Vietnam War, my grandpa enlisted himself in the Navy because he did not want to be drafted. If he had to go to war, he wanted to pick which branch he was going into. He never really shared much about his time in the Navy, apart from the story that I told at the beginning. He eventually got married and had 2 children, one of them being my mom. He was strict, but a good father to his children. My grandpa and grandma ended up going their separate ways, and he later remarried. Years later, the grandchildren came along. My older cousin and I used to stay at his house while our parents were at work. We used to fight over which side of his lap we wanted to sit on while we watched TV. He never intervened with these little arguments because he thought they were funny. One time he came into the room we were playing in and said, "What if I just exploded? Wouldn't that be crazy?" That basically sums up his sense of humor. We had no idea why he said this, but we thought it was hilarious. He picked us up every day after school and would even carry my backpack over to my house for me, even though his house was right next door to mine and I could have done it myself. He was a very thoughtful man, and we always knew how much he cared about us. He never failed to make us laugh. He built us an entire playground in his backyard. He also loved to sing and dance. Every Sunday morning at church, he would sing at the top of his lungs and walk around pumping his fists. One time, he got up in the middle of a song, got on stage, and started singing with the choir. Everyone else just went along with it. Sadly, on June 9th, 2020, my grandpa passed away. He had been battling some heart problems for a few years, and unfortunately he couldn't take it anymore. I still remember the morning it happened. I saw a police car out the window and wondered what was going on. Then my mom came and delivered the news to my brother. I wish I could see him one last time and let him know that I love him.